PS5 HDMI here. Go ahead and lift up on this. Pop this bad boy down. Set that over there. Brush this off real quick. That thing just pops out there. You can like unscrew these. This is a T9 bit. This is one of the newer models of the PS5, the digital one. Take 4 screws out of the fan. Unscrew that one all the way. Alright. Then we have, let's see here. We have a hidden screw underneath here. Some tape. Just gotta get that tape up. Boom. We gotta pop this bad boy off here. Like so. Now you can take the fan cover off. And then we can take the fan out. Be careful when I'm doing the fan, don't want to break anything. Go ahead and unscrew the screw here for the SSD. Take that cover off. We gotta unscrew this final screw. Now you can access the inside. Alright, so because this is a newer one, it's got several different areas where it's screwed in at. We gotta take all these little connectors off here. These antennas, get those off. They just pop off. Try to do this without ripping the tape. Feed it back through here. Get that out of the way. All right. So now that that's out, let me change the camera here. Let's go back. So. Alright, I just gotta take out the black screw up here. Take out all these screws. Alright, now on the new one we have this little metal piece here that just pops off. You gotta lift up this little foamy thing right here and get this out of the way because it connects the SSD slot to this aluminum piece right here, which has another heatsink on it, dual-sided heatsink. On the newer models, go ahead and take this bad boy off. It's gonna be stuck a little bit, that's okay. And then it'll just pop off there. It's stuck because of all of these little thermal cooling pads here. Well, not pads, but it's like a weird like paste thing. You gotta take out this connector here. You push down on that tab, pull it out. This is the power button connector. Just pull that one right out. Alright, and then we gotta take 2 screws out of here. Alright. We gotta take this guy off here. And now there's 2 screws right here that we have to take out. remember where those ones go, so you don't forget. I always set those on the side, so I know that we're gonna pry from right here where the power supply connects. Make sure all the screws are out first before you do this, but just gotta pry it up and it'll pop up just like that. The reason why I choose right there is because that's where it's stuck most of the time, and there's no components right next to that, so you can't break any off. And we have the motherboard. So the HDMI port on this one doesn't look too damaged. It's probably the pins in the back are probably lifted off of the board, but you can see where certain sets of the pins are actually pushed back. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this over to the soldering station. And I'll get that set up. Alright, let's see here. Find a way to hold my phone up. I had a little stand in here, I don't know where it went. Let's see if we can find it. Where are you? Let's see here, where's the stand at? Alright, we can't find the stand, so we're gonna have to rig something up here. Let's see. Guess I'll just use a power supply. Boop. There's a power supply. Dang, what do I do with that stand? Don't know. That's alright. Alright, let's see if I can find another power supply. We can probably rig something up here to set it on. Let's I don't know if that's gonna be I don't know if that's gonna work. Oh, that may work. Alright. Okay. So we gotta try to angle this. Don't mind my pile of boxes right there. Get something to hold the phone here. Move the soldering board here. Oh, there we go. That should be fine, right? I'm trying to angle it up a little more. There we go. Alright, now we can see the HDMI port there. Let me see if I can turn it a little bit. Can I zoom on here? Let me see. Whoa, that's way too zoomed. There we go. That's perfect. Alright. So, you want to get this foam piece off here. If you burn that, it smells really bad. Definitely not good for your health. So we'll put some flux on it. Put some flux right here. Ooh. Spam callers. Alright. Now we're going to use our heat gun. So I have my heat gun up here. It's pretty loud. We got that set to 438 degrees Celsius. like to work fast and this doesn't burn the board. It's perfectly good for it. Go ahead and heat that bad boy up. Shoot a pair of tweezers. Pull the port off. We'll heat it up until you see the feet here turn into liquid. The solder itself will, it's kind of shiny now, but it'll turn like really shiny when it's liquidy. You can also just test it by barely touching it every once in a while to see if it lifts up at all, but you don't want to pry it off. Just heat it up. Sucker tool here. Suck out those solder and holes. Dirty. Alright. Now we can turn the hot air off for a second there. And what we're going to do is we're going to reapply solder to these pads here. Wait for that to cool down. While I wait for that to cool down, I'm going to pre-10. It's P-R-E-T-I-N, pre-10. The feet on the HDMI port here. The pins, I should say, not the feet. Do that by putting some flux on it. And put the flux on those pins there. We're going to grab our soldering iron. And see, it's got some stuff on it right now. I don't know if you can see that there. Let's see if it'll focus. So it's kind of gunky, so we're just going to clean that off real quick with the wool there. Want to get it to where it's sort of smooth and shiny, like this. Let's see, I don't know if it's gonna. Anyways, yeah, it's smooth and shiny. So then we're just gonna run the soldering iron on the back of those pins. And now those pins have solder on them, so it'll be a lot easier to grab onto the board there. I don't know if you could see that or not. It's kind of hard to let's see, now they're like a silverish color. Before they were copper. So now we're going to do the same thing to the pads. We're going to put our solder on there. Our solder melts at a lower temperature. So we're going to mix that with the solder that's already on the motherboard, which melts at a higher temperature. So go ahead and tin those up. And now you want to get like a little glob of solder on the soldering iron. Like this. Get a little glob on there. And we're just going to run it across those pads. And once they're nice and shiny, that means that you got the new solder on there. So then we can go ahead and plop the port on there. And heat it back up. Now I look through my microscope when I do this to see when that solder melts back there. You can see it go from like this gold color to like a shiny silver. It goes from like gray to silver. Once it does that, I'm going to put some pressure on the back of the port and hold it down until it cools down and holds the pins in place. It's already melted there. Just hold it down. solder on the bottom side of it, on each one of the feet. Time I want to make sure that the solder pulls up through those little feet holes there. And I'm going to double check those pins in the back, make sure that those are sitting properly. Alright, now that it went from silver back to gray, I'm going to turn the heat off there. And I always double check my pins just to make sure they're all secured. I just give them a little poke. Alright, and all those pins are secure. Now we're going to go ahead and move it back over to... Oh, we're going to wait for it to cool down here for a second. It's not very clear. It's pretty frustrating. There it is. So yeah, we just checked those pins on the back of the port back there, make sure all those are secure. You can see the solder pulled up through the feet holes there. Where my shadow is, you can see that. Alright, and now we're going to wait for it to cool down a little bit. If this was the other version of the PS5, what I would do is I would move this liquid metal around again, but as you can see here, it's got a good coverage on it, so it's not going to be an issue. The liquid metal is completely across the APU, so we're not going to have to worry about that. As you can see here, the port secured in the feet there. And each one of those pins in the back are secured as well. The feet on this side. So now we just gotta wait for this to cool down. Usually I just wait for my heat gun to turn off. So it's probably the perfect amount of time that it takes for my heat gun to turn off. It cools down here. So then we're gonna go ahead and come back and assemble it. I know my communication isn't that great. I have a funny sounding voice. Nothing I can do about that. So, alright, once we got the board back in there and we push down right here, you want to make sure that the board is, this hole right here goes over this little hump right here, and there's another hump up here. Let's see, right here. You want to make sure it goes in, and then you just put some pressure right here until this pops in, and this is where the power supply connects to the board here. So now we're going to go ahead and put this guy back on here. And then we're going to put the metal piece over the top that secures it down. Screw those back in. And these stop when they're screwed in the perfect amount, just like that. You can't overscrew them unless if you really try, but most of the time you're just going to end up stripping out the screw, and it's going to be impossible to get it off again. So once that's screwed in there, like so, Now we can put these connectors back on here. So for this one, you just pull back on it, make sure it's entering into that little port there, and then just push it until it clicks like that. And we're going to go ahead and connect the power button back up, and then we can go ahead and put the shield back on here. Oh wait, no, not yet. I forgot the screws. See, with these new ones, you forget stuff every once in a while, but I'm go ahead and get these screws back in here. One's right here. I don't know if you see that. Yeah, one's right there, and one's right there on the newer model. I'm gonna put the shield back on here. Let's see here. Just make sure that this little foam piece over here is out of the way again. And you put that shield on there, and then you just line it up with, it's got holes where there's like a little stub that comes up. Let's see if I can move this back for you to see it there. A little stub right there. Then we're gonna go ahead and get this screwed back down. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Good, how's it going? I gotta help you. What's going on with it? I woke up one night, this light was blinking. And I touched it, and it come on, but that's about it. It won't do anything else. Okay. It's got that hard drive on it. No, we can't. That's really up to you. So what I recommend is going to Office Depot and getting one of these hard drives. They have them on sale there for $42.99 to 1 terabyte. It's the 2.5 inch. Yes, sir. Can you break that down? Yes, we can. To install it, put the software on it, we charge $55. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. How's it going? Okay. I was trying to get it. It keep cutting off on me. Know the exact problem. You might know. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You need my cord? No. I know it looks dirty. Yeah. You do these too? Yeah, I customize people's controllers if they bring them in, and then I also sell custom ones every once in a while, but the ones that I sell are more expensive because I do everything to them. Yeah, I see you got the one thing Call of Duty. How much you use? That one's 260. It's got lights and stuff too. You hold down square and up and right at the same time. Square, up and right. Yeah, you gotta hold it down for I think it's like 10 seconds or something like that. Oh wow. Yeah. I like this. I fucking like this. Yeah. I just hold it down. Turn off. I like this. I remember last time I came, you did you do motorcycle stuff, right? He does that. Yeah. Alright, if you don't mind signing in there. I'm working on PS5 right now. Once I get finished up with that one, I'll get to yours. Yeah. Yo. I'll give you a call when it's ready. You know how long it takes? Like I said, it takes me about an hour to clean these out, so I'll probably have like another like 10 minutes on that one, 10, 15 minutes, and I'll get to yours. All right, let's put this back together here. Dump these screws out on top, make it a little easier for ourselves. Now we're just gonna screw these in. I like to screw the one by the HDMI port first and do all the corners. So that corner where the HDMI is, that top corner there, top left corner here, and the bottom left corner. Let me check my battery out. Alright. You just start screwing them all in. This black one goes up here in the corner. I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you in a second. Yeah, up in that corner is where that black one goes. We gotta remember to put this aluminum plate back on here. It came off. It just sits right on top of there, nice and easy. And you always want to remember where you put the screws at, so you can put them back in the right spots, because if you don't put them back in the right spots, then when you put the plastic cover on it, it won't fit on there, or it won't screw on right. So you skip this one right here, you skip these two holes right there, you don't want to put anything in there. You can put them in everywhere else. Right, now Now we gotta work our way along the bottom here. Okay, having connection errors. Alright, now we're back. We have the top cover on here, we just screw it back in. Get those screws. Put those screws in for the fan. Longest one up top. Medium, medium, small. I'm just gonna pop that back in and then put the SSD cover on. Screw that down. Load this bad boy back on here. And then slide the cover on. Put it on the side and just push up from the bottom till it pops. Good to go. Cool. Thanks for watching.